morning everybody. I hope you're all keeping well and fit at home. I'm going to do some yoga with you today, and it's the yoga that you've done in the wellness week, so you should be okay with it. We're going to start by isolating our joints and warming those up and getting them ready for the yoga poses. So first of all, just stand up nice and straight, and we're going to put our chin onto our chest. Just do this slowly and hold it there. Head looking forward, keeping your shoulders, keeping those pointing forward and your hips pointing forward, turning your neck only to look over one shoulder. And slowly look forward. Repeat it to the opposite side, head looking over the shoulder. And slowly turning it to look forward. Support your head at the back. Tilt your head backwards so that you're looking up at the ceiling. And then slowly look forward and hands down. Shoulders, we roll them backwards and then roll them forwards and roll them backwards again. Give them a shake to get the tension out. Bring your hands together in prayer position, elbows out so that they're horizontal with the floor, and then just push the palms together, and that will stretch the wrists. Keep pushing. And then slowly rotate fingers so that they point forwards. This stretches a different area of the wrist. Roll the fingers back, still pressing the hands together. And back into prayer position, pushing them together, and then release. Give them a little shake, get the tension out. Put your hands on your hips, feet hip width apart, or a little bit further than hip width. Just pushing your hips from one side to the other. Try to keep straight legs when you do this. This warms up the hip area. And then roll the hips round, not lips, hips round in a circle. And the other way. And then just bend the knees, stand up, bend the knees, stand up, give the legs a shake. Let's do the ankle joints, heel down to the floor, toe pointing up at the ceiling. Then point the toes down. And then circulate the foot. And the other way. And then the other foot, heel down, toe down, circle the foot, and the other way, give it a shake, little jump, just to loosen up those joints a little bit. Okay, let's start. We'll start with a mountain pose. I'll make sure I'm not going to hit my bulb. So we stand with our feet together, nice and straight, roll the shoulders back, and then we're going to bring the arms up over our heads. Try and get the elbows as close to the ears as you can. Clasp the hands together and stretch up. Hold the pose. Just breathing normally. Then we're going to bend over into the crescent moon. Keeping this pose nice and stretched. Breath in through the nose and then breathe out as you bend over to one side, making a nice crescent shape with our body. And then a little breath in through the nose, breathe out as you stand up into mountain pose again. Breath in through the nose, breathe out as you bend over to the other side for the crescent moon. Breath in through the nose, breathe out as you stand up into mountain pose again. And then bring your arms down by your side. Just shake the shoulders, get rid of the tension. Okay, we're going to go into mountain pose again and then sit straight back into chair pose. So again, our feet are together, nice and straight, roll the shoulders back so that they're nice and comfortable. Bring the arms up above the head, into the mountain pose. Release the hands, palms are facing each other, and then all you're going to do is keep the knees together if you can, and sit down, keeping the arms straight, Head looking straight forward and breathing normally. Hold that pose. It's quite a tricky one, the chair pose. Small breath in through the nose and breathe out as you stand up. Arms down. Again, shake the shoulders. Got some tension there. Give the legs a shake. Get rid of that tension. Lovely. We're going to do the tree pose now. Different levels of the tree pose. The nice easy one is get one foot and put the heel against the other foot or the other leg, just so that you're supporting that straight leg here. And then we bring our arms up above our head like the mountain pose and nice and stretched. That's the level one, really easy. If you can do the next bit, if you're absolutely fine with that pose, try and put the foot onto the lower calf, the knees pointing out at an angle from your body if you can, and then up into that nice stretch for the tree. If you're okay with that, you're going to try and get the foot higher up the body. If you can get it up onto the inner thigh up here, that's great. I generally have it around here. Hopefully I'll be able to do it well for you for today. So you're going to put one foot, whoops. Make sure the knees turned out again, nice and stretched. Stretch up and hold that pose, just breathing normally as you do it. This is really good for strengthening the legs. If you've done it on one side, you can do it on the other side. Again, a nice easy one. This foot supporting this leg. That's level one. Hold that pose if you're doing in that one. If you can bring your foot up onto the lower calf, knee turned out. That's the next level, and then you hold that pose. And then if you can get this leg up higher onto the other leg, that's great. So we get this leg up here, knee turned out. Arms stretching up, nice straight body, and hold that pose. Okay, and then come back down to the floor. Lovely. We're just going to stretch now, shoulders and the back and our legs, and we're going to do the elephant pose. So feet just hip width apart, same width as your hips. Chin onto your chest, and we're going to roll the spine down, just let the arms and the head come forward, and they just hang. You can bend your knees a little bit, and then just hang, and that stretches out those muscles that we've been using. That feels really nice. And then you're going to slowly uncurl the spine to come up into a standing position. Lovely, just give yourself a shake. I'm going to come onto the mat now, and we're going to do the warrior pose. I'm going to show you where the feet go first of all. This is the warrior pose 2. So the foot or the leg that you're bending, the toes are pointing away from you. This foot, my toes are going to point away from me, pointing straight forward. So if I do it like that, that's the position of my feet, but they're wider apart. Okay, so that foot's going forward, this foot's going back. Bend into the pose. Your trunk, you need to pull it up, and then your arms come out, and then your head, because it's this leg that's bent, I'm looking down this arm, straight forwards. And hold that pose, breathing normally. Okay, just let your arms go loose. Turn these feet, or this foot, forwards, and then this foot is going to turn the opposite way. So I'll get into that pose, toes pointing forwards there. That's my bending knee. Bend, straighten the trunk, arms out, and this time, this is the bent leg. So I'm looking down this arm and hold that pose. It depends how flexible you are. If you can do a wider one, that's fine. If this leg can go further back, that's great. And just breathing normally. Lovely, let the arms come down, turn the toes in, and then walk the feet in. stops any pulled muscles. Give them a stretch. Little kick. We're going to come down onto the floor now and do our cat and cow pose. So down onto the floor. For the cat and cow pose, you need to go into tabletop position. So we knelt down, our knees are a little bit apart, like this. Our hands are going to go straight down onto the floor, like this. I'm going to turn this way so that you can see. So when your arms come down, can you see where my shoulder is? Elbow and hands, it's in a nice straight line. That's how they should be. If you're too far forward, that's the wrong position. You could hurt yourself. Similarly, if you're too far back, that's the wrong position. So you need your arms and shoulders nice and straight. Same with the leg, from the hip, it's coming straight down to the knee, nice and straight. Okay, so we're in our neutral position. Our back at the minute is nice and relaxed. We're going to let the tummy drop to the floor. Our bottom sticks up in the air and our head looks up towards the ceiling. So let the tummy drop, bottom sticks up in the air, head is looking up, and we get a nice dish shape in our spine. It's a really nice stretch for the back. And then we're going to do the cat pose. We slowly bring the chin onto our chest, tuck the bottom under, squeezing the hips forward to make a nice arch in the back like a cat. And then we'll do that once more, letting the belly slowly drop down. As it drops down, your bottom starts to tick up into the air, head looking up. We make a nice dish shape again. Again, we're breathing normally. And then into the cat pose, chin onto the chest, tuck the bottom under, make a nice arch with the back. Squeeze your hips together so that they're forwards. And then back into our neutral position, that's our tabletop. Nice straight spine, and then we're going to sit back onto our knees and do some nice stretches. We're going to do the bear pose and we're going to stretch the shoulders as well. So sit back onto your knees. I'm going to shuffle forward so you can see. Your bottom sits back onto the heels of your feet, your knees are apart, and you're just going to slide the hands forward. Try and keep the bottom onto your heels. Stretch as far as you can, let your head hang between your two arms. If you can get your forehead onto the mat, that's great. That stretches all the upper back and the lower back. We're going to do the bear pose now, so keep in that position but just move one arm slowly in and then the other arm in. Clasp the hands at the front. Keep that position. And then from there we're going to go into neutral position again, into our tabletop, and then we're going to do the Cobra pose. So we need to go flat down onto the floor. Put your hands just underneath your shoulders, head looking down at the floor, and then you're going to slowly push up like a cobra, that's a snake. Yourself go back down to the floor slowly and then push up to stand up. We're going to finish off with our elephant pose once more, just to relax. Chin onto your chest, roll forward so that the head and the arms are hanging. Just bend your knees slightly so it's comfortable. And then slowly roll the spine back up. Going to put the shoulders, roll them back. Give the legs a little shake. And that's it. Hope you've enjoyed it, everyone. If you want to do the relaxation one where you lay flat on the floor with your eyes closed, give that a go. Close your eyes, breathe in, breathe out. I'll see you soon, everyone.